Ciao, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are doing 4 delicious Mediterranean diet snacks. So 2 savory, 2 sweet. With the 2 savory, I have a very satisfying, protein-packed, nutrient-dense snack. I have a super light snack for those who just like a little bite to eat, nothing too heavy. For the sweet, I have a fruity option and I have a rich, decadent option. So many options I like to include. I feel like snacks are something I get a lot of questions about, but you know me, and these don't have to be snacks. They can be whatever they need to be for you. Everything is included on the Mediterranean diet. You'll see me use, for the most part, very Mediterranean flavors. I guess one recipe technically is not very Mediterranean, but at the end of the day, that's why I call this modern Mediterranean living. Yes, I'm absolutely following the Mediterranean lifestyle. I am very Mediterranean, but we live in a modern world where so many flavors and so many things can be combined, because I think that's an amazing world that we live in, and why not take advantage of this opportunity to mix all these different kinds of ingredients and flavors. So why I say it is the Mediterranean diet, everything falls under the Mediterranean diet as long as it's in moderation and it feeds both your mental health and your physical health. So anyways, enough rambling, stop talking, Caroline. Let's hop into recipe number 1. So recipe number 1, which is our savory, super protein-packed, flavorful-packed recipe, is going to be the sun-dried tomato and artichoke smashed chickpea tuna salad. So for this incredible salad, it is so simple to make. It comes together in just a few minutes. The 2 or 3 days that it spends sitting in your fridge as you snack away at it, the flavor just develops and it becomes even more and more delicious. For this salad, you start off with the base of olive oil, some lemon, some garlic, and then you can use red wine vinegar. I use the leftover juice from pickled red onions because I did use vinegar in that, and I kind of, you know me, I'm the queen of no waste anything, but definitely red wine vinegar, any kind of vinegary flavor would be delicious in this salad. And salt, olive oil, and then lots of dried oregano. You guys know my favorite herb of all time. Of course, as fresh as basil, but dried is oregano. Those 2 herbs, I just feel like I can't get enough of. I'll never stop using in almost everything. So that was kind of the base, the liquidy dressing. And so with that, I also smashed up a can of chickpeas. And I didn't completely smash them whole. It was just a nice little go over, just, you know, maybe 10 or 15 times, try to smash as many as you could, because it just makes it, 1, easier to eat when you're not just eating a whole entire chickpea, like having them kind of smashed like that. It helps bind the salad a little bit more together, but it just kind of helps in general too to get those chickpeas full of flavors. So the smashing them helps like get the olive oil and the herbs and the garlic and all those flavors kind of infused into those beans as you open them, break off that skin and kind of smush them apart. So then with those chickpeas, I also added in the tuna, of course, and kind of smashed that all up in there. Then I also added in sun-dried tomatoes, some artichokes, my favorite olives of all time, some Castelvetrano olives. They're so good, but you could use Kalamata, you could use any green, black olive that you just love. You don't even have to use olive if you're not an olive person. Lots and lots of herbs, you know me, I'm just gonna use as many herbs as possible, fill up the flavor as much as possible. So lots of parsley, a little bit of mint. I wish I had more mint in there, honestly, but that was all that was on my mom's plant when I went to go pick some mint. And then my favorite part of this entire salad is the feta. Really high quality Greek or, you know, imported delicious feta really adds to just the flavors and the saltiness and the creaminess and all the textures and everything going into this incredible salad. We're in a different kitchen today, so I prepped that yesterday, so the flavor is already like 5 times better today, which is a good thing. So I have my little bowl of tuna here, the tuna salad. It's ready to go. And so there are different ways to prep this for a snack. By all means, grab a piece of toast. You know I'm a huge bread person. I love bread. So if you want to do crackers or toast, incredible choice with this. If you're looking for a little bit lighter of an option, I was kind of inspired to also get your veggies in, because I feel like snacks, except for hummus and like carrots, we don't ever actually really get a ton of veggies in. A couple veggie ideas I had was, of course, your typical lettuce wrap. So you take a piece of, you know, butter lettuce or whatever is really big and beautiful for a nice lettuce wrap, and you fill that up. And because this tuna salad isn't super liquidy, I would say it's kind of on the drier side. You could add some Greek yogurt into the dressing of this tuna salad to make it, you know, your more traditional tuna salad with mayo. So it's more creamy, it's not so dry, but because the tuna salad is a little bit more dry. It won't get your leaves too soggy. So if you want to prep this snack 1 day, 2 days, even 3 days in advance and kind of eat them 2 or 3 days in a row, then I strongly suggest like trying out the leaf style. It won't be too soggy or awkward of a mess. I feel like that's another thing that we kind of think about is what's an easy snack. Like I'm talking like we're running around, we're on the go. I am one of those always on the go, so I can't just sit down and eat like a snack for 10 minutes. Bell pepper is also a great option. You can cut it down the side here, so right where the stem is, you can cut along the stem, and you will get some seeds and the ribs. You want to take that out, of course. So this is also another incredible option, is to just stuff your peppers, make like little pepper boats. So I have a beautiful yellow and orange bell pepper here. And then the last thing that I really wanted to try was some cucumber rolls. So I'm gonna take my vegetable peeler here and just keep going along like this and try to get as thin as I can, also as wide as I can of cucumber slices. See, that's super thin. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. When you get to the center of the cucumber, it won't be as easy. See, it's already starting to break apart on me. Something so refreshing about a crunchy cucumber. It's starting to kind of break apart because when you get to the seeds, it doesn't want to stay as uniform. Okay, that should be good. Let me try to switch it over to the other side here. Perfect. So I have my thin little slices of cucumber, and then you lay them out, put in some tuna, roll it up, use a little toothpick, and then you have a delicious cucumber roll filled with this hearty, delicious, flavorful chickpea tuna salad. Let's do a taste test. The flavor is so on point. Wow. And this salad isn't dry at all. When you bite into the artichokes and then the feta, it kind of releases a little bit of water, a little bit of moisture, and then being encased in those vegetables really releases a lot of that moisture. This is gonna be a little bit more awkward, but I also wanna try the bell pepper version. Wow. As you guys know, I'm a huge texture girl. We're kind of missing the crunch within the salad. I mean, there's some like meaty, hearty textures, but no like massive crunch. So that's another reason why I love pairing this with something crunchy. Hold on, I need to finish this. It's just so good. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling about this incredible recipe so we can move on to the next one. Okay, so moving into the second recipe, we're gonna switch over into the sweet side of things. Another very fulfilling, like more heavier kind of snack to keep you full and satisfied. This snack I created in my mind was based off of like 2 different types of snacks. So one, gravitating towards the candy bar, which is perfectly fine. I snack on candy bars. You can totally snack on candy. I'm not putting it down. Everything in moderation, 80-20 Mediterranean lifestyle. If you want something a little bit healthier, just a little bit heavier in the nutrients for the body, this is kind of a riff off of one of my all-time favorite candy bars, a good old Snickers. Peanut butter Reese's kind of Snickers combination. And then I also took this recipe idea off of your typical like yogurt cup or just kind of like a pudding cup. When I was in grade school, I lived off of those pudding cups with like the chocolate vanilla chocolate. My obsession for those pudding cups when I was like in like 5th or 6th grade, I just went through them so much. I'd come home from school and I'd either eat a whole entire row of the Pillsbury like cookies with like the design on them, those sugar cookies. I'd eat a whole entire raw cookie dough, a row of those, or I would eat a pudding cup, maybe 2. So what I thought of creating was a chocolate chia pudding, and I wanted to make sure that this chia pudding, because sometimes they aren't always really creamy, they're kind of a weird texture. This chia pudding is extra creamy because I threw in some whole milk Greek yogurt, which is so important. So I made that super creamy chocolate chia pudding, and then I made kind of a whipped peanut butter yogurt moussey layer, which just turns out, again, you get that kind of fluffy moussey layer from that whole fat that you wouldn't normally get with the low fat yogurt. So that's why I really, you know, emphasize it again. So I prepped those 2 layers already in the jar, ready to go. And now it's time to prep the 3rd layer, which is the date caramel layer. So dates are incredible for us. They kind of taste like caramel. No, they're not like legit caramel, but they have that caramelly taste. And when they're blended up with really, really hot water, you just blend up the dates to create a nice, smooth little caramel. And so with that caramel, I'm going to add some more texture. The peanuts here, these are dry roasted and salted. When you're looking for nuts, you wanna make sure they are dry roasted or just don't have any oils on them, because they can be pretty inflammatory, getting nuts that have those like vegetable oils already roasted on them. Next, grab some chocolate chips here. can use any chocolate chips you like. I have mini adorable ones because I didn't want to use that much chocolate. I'm just melting like maybe 1/4 cup of chocolate right now into a glass container. I'm gonna pop it in the microwave every like 15-20 seconds, check it and stir it. I'm gonna melt some chocolate to make a hard shell on top. Whoa, it feels like I'm eating a very healthy candy bar. I'm not gonna stretch it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is so good, it replaces a candy bar. No, it's kind of inspired by a candy bar, but it's just so decadent. I would say this is probably 2 servings. The whole recipe made about 3 large jars. I could probably eat half of this jar, if I'm being honest, but this is just so incredible. Chocolate's way too thick, but I'm also not complaining about that. I didn't get that amazing like hard shell crack I was hoping for because I should have also added coconut oil into the melted chocolate. I just didn't have any here. This is healthy and delicious, and it's the perfect snack or dessert or breakfast, whatever you want it to be. This was a total success. So let's move into recipe number 3. Guys, I'm supposed to move on to recipe number 3, but I can't stop eating. This is so good. What did I create? Oh my goodness. I had to check for any chocolate or chia seeds in my teeth, but we're good. 3rd recipe is going to be savory and also very light, AKA popcorn. Making homemade popcorn does not have to be intimidating at all. It's so easy. So I'm taking olive oil here. You can use coconut oil. That's another really good oil. I like olive oil. You have to be careful that it doesn't burn. So I poured it into the pan, and I'm just going to make sure the whole entire bottom is coated in that olive oil. And then I'm gonna put it over the stove at a medium heat. So olive oil can burn, and when it does burn, A, it just doesn't taste good, B, it's actually pretty unhealthy for us. Smoke point of olive oil is not super high. So I've talked about this before. It's been a long time since I've talked about this. Another fantastic oil for this would be avocado oil, if you have liquid avocado oil. Coconut oil, avocado oil, they have a much higher smoke point. Coconut oil tends to taste like coconut, so that turns a lot of people off. Avocado oil has a very high smoke point, and so that means you can heat it up that high, it doesn't turn bad. Olive oil is much lower. You cannot fry with olive oil. I'm making sure the oil is nice and warm. We have it going. And then we're gonna coat it in some more olive oil. This is a lemon Za'atar, sumac, honey, olive oil mixture. That's all it is. And so this is a just amazingness. This on top of anything, on top of a seared piece of halloumi, on top of some chicken, on top of some vegetables. Don't sleep on this. You might be seeing this in other recipes, but right now we're gonna drench some popcorn in it. As soon as the popcorn is done, we're gonna, pour this over, give it a nice toss. It's definitely something probably I would make and eat all in the same day. So yes, I guess you can't really prep this too much because the oil would kind of make the popcorn soggy after about a few hours. But popcorn, you're gonna see, it literally takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes to heat up, and it tastes so much better when it's homemade. Could you put this over like plain popcorn? Yeah, you could. It wouldn't maybe taste as fresh, like the popcorn wouldn't be as fresh, but you could definitely take some like Smart Pop or very, very plain, like, plain popcorn that's already popped in a big bag and just toss this in with it. Once you start to hear the popping is when you want to hold down the lid and start shaking, and just make sure that you're moving the popcorn constantly as you cook it. You don't want the bottoms to stick or anything like that. So just start shaking the pan, and then when you hear it almost stop, like when the popping gets way slower, that's when you crank the heat off. And you just keep shaking, because those last few kernels don't need the heat. They're just almost there, and you don't want to burn the 70–80% of popcorn that you've already popped. created crack, because popcorn's already crack. It's already addicting. It's already, you just like, there's some people out there in this world that take like 2 little kernels. No, like I take handfuls, as you could probably imagine, because you know, I'm Caroline. I just take handfuls of popcorn sometimes. I'm just like, how much can I stuff in my mouth? This, I didn't expect this to turn out this good. I'm not gonna lie. I winged this recipe. Let me close the windows real quick. Oh, whatever. If you hear airplanes in the background, I'm sorry. We're not the Food Network here. We're not professional. We're just making fun Mediterranean recipes for you. So anyway, sorry if there's airplanes in the background. So I totally just threw this together not knowing if it would work or not. I just estimated the ratios and everything. I didn't know how like greasy the olive oil would make it. This is so good. This is so, so, so good. Please try this. Again, your fingers are gonna get very greasy eating this, but I mean, it's popcorn. Most chippy chips, that happens. And then you find this pure nugget of just za'atar crusted, because some of them have just a little bit of flavor, you know, it's good. And then you find that like Ben and Jerry's moment, if you know what I'm talking about. The honey with the za'atar, with the olive oil, with the lemon, with the sumac. Let's make this 4th recipe, because this bowl is about to disappear. Checked for popcorn kernels in my mouth, in my teeth. I probably have a handful, but oh well. Oh, there's one in my throat. Oh my goodness. Recipe number 4. This is a vegan strawberry rose protein banana bread. Caroline, can't you just make a simple thing? Couldn't you just make like strawberry bread, rose bread, banana bread? No, it's gotta be all the names. Strawberry rose protein banana bread. And it's vegan because I use my favorite vegan protein powder, and it is like a berry flavored protein powder. And I use my favorite vegan coconut yogurt, which is Kalina. Kalina makes the best coconut yogurt ever. I use my favorite flavor, one of my favorite flavors from them, which is strawberry rose. So I just kept the strawberry rose theme kind of going. So of course there is gonna be some banana that also comes through, but it is just a delicious, dense, perfect slice of banana bread. It's exactly what I look for in a slice of banana bread, so I baked that off yesterday. And then this is totally, totally optional, is a little icing mixture. I whipped together and it's kind of curdled and it wasn't the best idea, but oh well. I wanted to make kind of like an icing for this delicious banana bread, which is totally optional, or like a spread. So I have here some whipped of the leftover strawberry yogurt that we didn't use in the banana bread with a little bit of vegan cream cheese, and I whipped that together, and it kind of didn't come super smoothly together, but oh well. It still tastes really good. Just whipped that together to kind of make like a little cream cheese glaze slash frosting. I have freeze-dried strawberries. Gonna crush them up, add that in. It's gonna make it beautiful color. Oh my gosh, guys. Can't get rid of this kernel in my throat. This is so embarrassing. And then the last thing that's gonna go into this icing little cream cheese frosting mixture is a big tablespoon of rose water. Just to bring home those rose flavors. You don't have to put too much in it because too much of it will make it a little bit too runny. I'm just gonna stir this all together. The frosting didn't turn out perfect. That's okay. I know it tastes amazing. It's just kind of a little bit like chunky. I couldn't get it super smooth, but I will leave instructions in the recipe, of course, of how to get it super smooth. So excited. Oh, it's baked to perfection. I'm gonna cut another slice. Ooh. It looks so good, guys. All right, so I have cut into the most perfect slice of super dense, super moist, super protein-packed, flavorful banana bread. Let's see how it tastes. It's so good. And the rose and strawberry together is amazing. If you bake with rose water, it tastes like rose. You don't lose the taste of rose when you bake with rose water, which is why I love it so much, because it's also, that jar, that bottle of rose water was only like $2. And the frosting is so good. Wow. You have to try all these recipes. They totally, totally hit the spot. And that concludes all 4 of the recipes. I hope you try one or all of them. They are all incredible and so different and just so delicious. Really, really, really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some kind of value out of it. Please make sure that if you did enjoy this video, you give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment on which recipe you're gonna try first, or what recipes you would like to see next. Whether it's more dinner ideas, dessert ideas, breakfast ideas, if there's a specific ingredient you've been dying to use more or try, if there's a certain type of recipe, certain question you have, I am here. I'm so happy, so happy to hear from you. Anything you want to share in the comments below, I am so grateful to read and respond. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, I hope you create a very zestful day. Ciao.